Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Udos the Star. Today we are talking about how quickly things can change in terms of Dark Dimension 7 planning. So I did this sheet on Friday and I was going to do a video and I didn't because I heard there was going to be some big news on Monday. Didn't realise how big that news was going to be because at the time I was thinking that's probably going to be something that affected my global plans. So what I did was take each section and say, right, which is the 5 I'm taking? Why am I taking them? Why should I not take them? Or what's the issue particularly with them? And how likely they were to be in my planning. So I originally went for Red Goblin, Gwenum, Craven, Mysterio and Ghost Rider Robbie on the basis that that's the bio raid team, 2 of them. Superior and Sinister 6, which I use a lot, and Ghost Rider Robbie, who is just brilliant. But then obviously, the potential other ones I had was Vulture, Lizard, because they were more Sin or Superior 6, and I thought maybe the Spider characters might be in there, but probably not. At the time I didn't realise how important they were going to be, and then Mercs for money, we don't know whether any of them is going to be City. But actually, as it turns out, City raid team coming out, City skill raid team, and I'm looking at this now and I'm thinking, well, I am going to need them all at G19 level 100. I'm probably also going to need the bio team at G19 level 100 as well. But if I want to take them, I can only take 4 of them into City, and 2 of them need Alien Sports. So I think at some point, it's, I look at it and thinking, actually for City, I need to take 5 members of the same team. And that's going to sort of be 7 bio, I think 2 Mystic and 3 bio, 7 skill and 2 Mystic, something like that. But I do have it on here. 8 skill, 3 bio, 2 Mystic. That is my current figures I worked out in the end if I changed it to the Spider Society. So then looking at global, I have changed my mind on this. Actually, I do think I was leaning towards Cabal at the time, but actually I think if you're taking Cabal, you probably want to take villains with them. Also, they're a Cosmic Crucible team, and not particularly convinced with Cosmic Crucible teams. I think they do very well initially, and they sort of do okay. But I think war teams generally good enough to get you through Cosmic Crucible, unless there's something ridiculously powerful. And actually, for the really big stuff, I'm not even using Masters of Evil. I'm using my Secret Defenders and Skrull, or I'm using APOC. So actually, I'm not convinced with a Cosmic Crucible specific team. So actually, Cabal, probably not a good idea. So I probably need to be taking 3 of the Extreme X-Men, particularly Forge, Gambit and Nightcrawler, because the main great thing about Forge is his revive is useful in all modes, not just raids, and Nightcrawler and Gambit are just fantastic. So that is something that if you're going to be building an X-Men team for another mode, that is your core 3, probably with Rogue and another, I would imagine. That's where sort of global's thinking. Definitely want Black Knight in there because he is definitely going to be the one to sort of really get you through that section. And then you're sort of looking at one other. So who else? I've put here. I put a Quicksilver, but that's going to make it very heavy on Mystic, so probably not. It's probably out of my plans now. Taking Cabal out as well, probably. So who else have we got? So we've got, Spider Weaver's another Mystic. Then you sort of got Alpha Flight, We don't know when we're going to get more details on that. We don't even know what section they're going to be. They're probably going to be global, probably mutants, most likely. Then you've got Mercs for money. We know we've got Deadpool on that team. So that's a global mutant. So he is very likely to be my 5th pick. Who else could there be? I mean, we don't even know whether the rest of them are going to be city, global, whatever. So I think probably, looking at this, Forge, Nightcrawler, and Gambit are going to be 3 characters I'm definitely going to need G19 for the next, it's probably at least 6 to 9 months by the time I get into global. So that's going to be a good investment, and they're going to keep going for a long time. Black Knight, definitely going to be a character worth investing in. And unless we find out that Mercs for money are terrible, then I think Deadpool is probably going to be a very good character going forward. So that's probably a good shout for global, or is that sort of put us a global? So that's a lot of mutant and a bit of skill. So at this point we're going very heavy mutant and skill. But then you get to Cosmic. So Cosmic, I suspect by the point we get to the Cosmic section, I think there'll be another Mystic Raid team out, I think. So at this point I wouldn't put too much stock in what your plans are for this. I mean, maybe sort of Kang and Void Knight, definitely want them, you know. I mean, I think at this point you want them in there, but, you know, what if a new Mystic team comes out and is absolutely brilliant and you want to take the whole team? That could be quite possible. And, you know, if that's the case, then these 5 might not even be on your list in sort of 6 months' time. So, I've also got Star-Lord Annihilation in there as a possibility, because we don't know what the requirements are going to be for the Xavier event. They said they've learnt some lessons from the APOC event, but we don't know what lesson they've learnt. So, you know, we don't know whether that means that they're not going to require you to build all the teams, or whether they're just going to require you but give you a lot longer to build them. We don't know. So there is always the possibility that you're going to need like the Nowhere team at G19. I don't know. I mean, I think they've picked better teams for the legendary so far. So maybe, you know, but it depends what lesson have they learned. That's the question. But I think the 5 Cosmic ones there, you know, if you weren't picking a Mystic Raid team, those wouldn't be bad options. Then you got Legendary. So at the moment I'd say my top 5 is probably Black Cat, Green Goblin Classic, Hit Monkey, Nova and Doc Ock. But at this point we're going very heavy on Osmium. You know, unless something urgent comes up in global that knocks out the skill characters, but I was kind of assuming that maybe the skill raid team might be global, but since they're now going to be city, then I think it's leaning towards Extreme X-Men. So then that's 2 Osmiums already, and this would be a 3rd or 4th if you're taking Val to Cosmic, depending on how quickly you get to that. So yeah, Black Cat, Green Goblin. So I've put here that I want to take the 4 recent legendaries in. This is because of the Xavier event, because I think even if they've learnt to not require people to take the full teams in, I do think you're definitely going to want those legendaries. You're definitely going to probably need those legendaries built up. So I think we'll see on that. Then I thought Doc Ock does work very well with Green Goblin Classic, and if not, probably, I don't know, maybe one of the Horsemen. Let's see, I suppose your options are, you know, you've got Morgan Le Fay because she is very, very good still, but more osmium. Then you got Red Hulk, but you already stacked on bio. Or there's Rogue, who's definitely the third next possibility, because she is going to work very well with Gambit, Nightcrawler, and Forge if you're bringing an X-Men team up. So you probably do want her at high. So that's possibilities. And then you got Mythic, which is definitely want to be taking Apoc, Super Skrull, and Dormammu. And then you're sort of looking at who's your fifth or fourth. Sorry for that, because you need 4. And then it's probably Kestrel or Ultron. I wasn't that convinced with Kestrel for that Dimension 6, so we shall see. But you know, unless it takes us that long to get that point, and maybe we're using Xavier for that. I don't know. Potentially, if you're free to play and you're planning on taking, and you're not going to be doing it for that long. But anyway, so if you give all those options, if you add all that up, sort of mainly sort of balanced, a bit heavy on Mystic, no, a bit heavy on skill actually. So there is a possibility that with the Cosmic section, you may end up putting a bit more heavier on Mystic, which would not be good, but depending on what happens when that Mystic team comes out, but maybe a case of you may just have to farm that gear from the store, if that's what you need. But anyway, I hope some of this helps. Hope some of this is sort of hopefully what you're thinking, maybe, you know, or does it give you some food for thought? Let me know your sort of current thoughts. I mean, I'm pretty sure for me that City is now locked in. I think, you know, I want to build that City raid team, skill raid team, and I'm definitely going to need them to that level. So I might as well get it done now. So yeah, so I suppose wait and see what happens when the next 2 teams are around. Have a good day.